Yes. Yes, I did, in fact, find a Hawaiian shirt. Bella, are you going to join the stream early? I honestly don't know what we're doing today. I'm in the dark as much as the rest of you. Part of my consciousness stayed up very late editing a bunch of stuff. I honestly don't know if it's any good. We're gonna watch it together. The general idea for today's stream is to start off with some criminal cases with Fleischer, ease into some landlord-tenant matters with Middleton, dive into some landlord-tenant craziness with Simpson, and finish it off with some crazy characters in the landlord-tenant Simpson docket from yesterday. That's my general plan. Anybody have a problem with that? Any objections? All objections are welcome. Please let me know. We're getting the show started. Starting a little late. Well, it's not terrible. Good morning, everybody. Good day. Happy lunchtime. Good afternoon. Whatever the time, date, specificity of your time zone, all that stuff, whatever, you know. Welcome. I am your Lone Wolf Usul. I am your host for this set of docket calls. Like I was saying just a second ago, we're going to start off with Fleischer here in just a second. It's just a few Fleischer cases. I know a lot of people have been covering a lot of Fleischer, so I'm not sure if these particular cases have been covered. I haven't seen them, to be honest. This that we're going to see is from the Thursday docket call with Fleischer. He's been kind of sparse this week because he's had family things going on. And then with the Middleton is from yesterday, and Simpson is they're both from yesterday. They're both landlord-tenant dockets. The Middleton is just one little case. It's about 10 minutes long from his docket. The majority of his 50-minute long docket was basically him talking with lawyers and a whole lot of dead time. I didn't feel like I needed to cover that, but this one case I grabbed, I thought it had some interesting moments. I hope you think it does too. The Simpson stuff, I'm going to let y'all think about the Simpson stuff. I just want to throw this out there. I know the first Simpson clip that I have was covered by Mrs. Field. So if everybody's seen it and doesn't want to see it again, y'all can just say, let's pass on that one. It's actually like a little piece. I think the little pieces I saw of it, I thought were interesting. So I thought we might watch it today together. It's about 30 minutes long. And then I have another 30 or so minutes of Simpson with just various characters from the landlord-tenant case. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of floundering. I haven't decided if I want to do the various characters first and the one that Mrs. Fields kind of covered second. Right currently in the segments, it is the one that Mrs. Fields covered first, and then the crazy characters, as I call them. They're not crazy, but it's some fun appearances. So yeah, I'm talking a lot, and that's not needed. All we really need to do is start the video. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present Fleischer from Thursday.
Okay. Yeah. Where's Mr. Patel? Come up, Mr. Patel. Stephen. It's not a good morning. Nope, it's not. Mr. Patel, you were placed on probation for 2 serious cases. And in my opinion, you think that you can do whatever you want to do without consequence. I now issued 2 warrants for your arrest. He goes with you. And then we can talk about it, but I need a full extent of everything because I just don't remember. And then we can talk. But I'm in my opinion, the dude thinks he can do whatever he wants and run amok. You know, it just, that's the way, and it's been like that since the beginning. You and I started dancing together. The entire, you know what? When my kid says sorry to me, I believe him. But when he says sorry a second time, I'm like, look, you know, I get it. You know, you've made the mistake 2 times now, please. Next time I'm really gonna have to spank you or do something more serious. So when you keep mucking up and you keep saying sorry, where do you think that sorry goes and what do you think it means? In one ear, out the ear. Sorries mean nothing when you continue to make them. Do you understand? He goes with you. So do me a solid, just get with Shatoria and figure out, and then let's.
I have, and she's probably ready to talk about it, but I'll be back around. She's got the full report going.
Okay, Judge, he was supposed to, or he's supposed to get off probation in June 13th. Basically, he was supposed to come for a court admonishment and he didn't show up, so that's why we issued the warrant. The classes he has to complete is Thinking for a Change and 18 hours of community service. He has completed Thinking for a Change though on May 9th, but because he was testing positive for marijuana, the probation officer wanted him to do SOP. So they want like a 6-month extension for him to do SOP and finish the class.
Okay, I'm down with that, but I'm gonna do a little jail therapy because he's acting like he's smoking dope. So, I don't know, I guess maybe perhaps 3 days, reasonable. And then
Is it gonna start today?
right now,
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
And then, see, the motion's outstanding right now, right? I guess to see if that's what he wants to do. Otherwise, we can find an alternate solution, you know, because I don't
I've
know.
already talked about time serving one, discussing the other, but he really doesn't want to stay on probation. He wants to finish out.
Ask him, because tell him if he mucks it up again, he's gonna be doing 120 flat. So please let him know, because I'm not done. You know, we tried to give him so on every probation, when people muck up or they're not doing well, I offer them the chance. Shatoria reaches out to them to come here to do a court admonishment to say, hey man, you're messing up, something's not going right. And let's talk about it. He just blew us off. So
Just for the court's information, I talked to him about that and he said he mixed up his probation dates and his court dates. That's why he missed it, just so the court's aware, but I understand. Yeah, I would appreciate it if I didn't tell you, Your Honor. I had to tell you, so. Understood. So 3 days starting now, so we'll probably get out Saturday-ish and then 6-month extension.
yeah,
Okay.
or whatever you work out, right? But then it's a lifetime problem for him. So, yeah. Thanks. Hey.
All right, Judge, next is page 19. Kelly, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Kelly. Sir, you were charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present and questions and interviews in the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Please don't say anything.
Mr. Honor, on May 8, 2024, officers were dispatched to 5728 Tidwell Road, the Tidwell Supermarket, Houston, Harris County, Texas, regarding a citizen holding a suspect. Officers spoke with the defendant, Tony Kelly, who called 911. Defendant informed officer that he was keeping the complainant, Crystalline O'Neill, inside the store and informing because she was the suspect in an auto theft that he filed the previous night. The defendant stated that he has known the complainant since December, but she is not a friend or acquaintance. Defendant stated that the complainant was inside of his residence and that he went to use the restroom when she stole his vehicle. Defendant and a friend were out searching for his vehicle when they observed the complainant witness, and when they approached her, she ran inside the Tidwell supermarket. Defendant stated he kept the complainant inside until police arrived. Complainant stated she'd known the defendant approximately 4 years and that he occasionally pays her for sex. Complainant stated the defendant started yelling at her about his vehicle. The complainant went inside the store and the defendant followed her to the store and chased her around. Complainant further states that the defendant stood at the door with a small knife, preventing her from leaving. The defendant then punched her on the forehead, causing her pain and to fall to the ground. Complainant is in fear of her life and wants to press charges. Officers observed video of the attack.
Wow. Mr. Kelly, let me tell you, you're lucky you're not charged with aggravated kidnapping. You know, don't say anything, but it's very possible that they upgrade this to an aggravated kidnapping with the knife. Sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Okay, then it shouldn't be a problem then, right? Stop. I'm not asking you about the case. The only thing I'm telling you now is not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case.
My mama passed away, and I can't only stay the house. I'm just angry, but she took out my children.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, I will have you speak to someone today, but I'm telling you now, I don't want any more issues.
They told my truck, they still ain't gonna find my truck yet. And she had a mace, she tried to use the mace on me and I took it from and I threw it out the door. It took them 2 hours to come.
Mr. Kelly, if this is in fact the case, then the way you do about this is you go to the police and you file a report with the police. That may not be enough.
And then she almost took my arm off. She used my truck as a weapon to try to hurt me with my truck. I just still haven't found my truck yet.
Okay.
And they get the people across the street had videos and stuff showing them what had happened. I got it in my phone.
Okay. Listen, no contact with this person.
I don't know them people.
Do you understand?
I don't know them.
Obviously you do, because you're telling me about the truck, you've got video, so obviously you do.
At the stove, and I'm just trying to find out what was going on at the stove, but my brother tell.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? The two conditions that you have are no, you're not listening. I want you to listen. The mice are running and you're thinking about what else you can say, what else. Listen, no contact and no weapons.
When I was in jail, they broke in my house.
You're not listening, Mr. Kelly. Tell me when you're ready to listen. Are you ready? I don't want you to have contact. What's the name? Kevin, please.
Crystalline O'Neill.
I don't know about them people. They came to my house.
Mr. Kelly.
You're not listening.
Okay.
I want you to listen. You will speak to a lawyer today. You can tell your part to the lawyer. They will listen to you. They will look at whatever you have. They can help you remedy any situation. The only thing I'm telling you to do now is I don't want you to have any contact with these people and no weapons, and don't pick up any new cases. That's all I'm asking you to do. Do you understand? Okay, so I will have you go to Victoria. I'm going to have you sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. I will give you an application for an appointed lawyer, and then I'm going to get the bond conditions ready for you to sign. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand? Okay, please. Well, I don't know about that. You have a prior robbery as well, Mr. Kelly. That's not a clean record. It was not dismissed. Who do we stop with? It was the ECW.
Should be Mr. Moses, I believe.
Yeah, Malone we did last, right? How about, is Domingo,
Martinez is a Spanish speaker, so
you said Martinez is Spanish?
yes, Domingo Martinez is a Spanish speaker.
I thought I saw Luis.
Yes.
Who we have coming up?
Moses,
Mr. Moses.
Gregory Moses. Mr. Moses, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with criminal trespass with a deadly weapon. You're also charged with evading arrest or detention. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Please don't say anything.
On May 8, 2024, officers observed a black Hyundai Sonata, Barry, Texas license plate GLN 8747 that was reported stolen. It was traveling northbound 4600 Hirsch Road, Houston, Harris County, Texas. Officers activated lights and sirens, but the driver accelerated at a high speed and continued westbound. The driver, later identified as the co-defendant, Patrick Henry, continued to drive at an accelerated speed, ran through a red light located at East Tex and Kelly Street, Houston, Texas, which was a very busy intersection at the time of the incident. The driver continued traveling north on East Tex Service Road and then attempted to turn right, but failed to control his speed and crashed the vehicle into a wrought iron fence and the storage facility located at 6400 East Tex Freeway, Houston, Texas, Harris County. Officers observed co-defendant Patrick Henry exit the driver's seat and run, but was caught and taken into custody. The front right passenger, identified as the defendant, Gregory Moses, ran from the crash. Officers later located the defendant in the backyard of 3202 Melbourne Street, Houston, Texas, Harris County. Witness Jose Sandoval, the manager at the 6400 Essex storage facility, provided security footage of the co-defendant, Patrick crashing into the fence and evading on foot, as well as the defendant, Gregory Moses, evading the stolen vehicle on foot. Complainant witness Bailey Ruiz, who is the registered owner of the listed vehicle, stated that her vehicle was stolen from the parking lot of her apartment complex and that she and her husband had the only set of keys. Complainant stated that she did not give the defendant nor the co-defendant or anyone permission to operate or be inside of her vehicle. Complainant states that her vehicle is valued at $15,000 and complainant wants to press charges.
Tell me about, did you say anything about a weapon though? Because he's charged with criminal trespass.
No, in the vehicle, I believe.
Did you say? Because I didn't hear anything about a weapon. Did he have a gun? Because the charge is.
It's a deadly weapon. I think, I'm not sure if they're using the vehicle as the deadly weapon. Moses. So it's not alleged that the weapon.
Let me see another charge.
I'm not sure if the car is being used as the weapon in this instance.
Okay, maybe I looked at something different. Yeah, it's just criminal trespass, not deadly weapon.
It does say deadly weapon on it, and that's what it says on the charge.
That's what my paperwork says too.
Mr. Moses, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the co-defendant in this case and not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand?
Sure.
What do you do for a living?
Nothing.
Why not?
I'm trying to find, I just moved out here 6 months ago.
How old are you?
Sir,
How old are you?
23,
What are you doing with your life?
making music
Where?
on my phone.
Making music on your phone.
Yes,
How do you eat by doing that?
I got food stamps.
live with?
No one.
Prospects do you have?
What do you mean by that?
Where are you gonna be headed in the next 20 years, Mr. Moses? It's not looking very good for you, because I'm telling you now, if you don't straighten up and fly right, you're gonna be a number on your back for the rest of your life, scrounging for change. You gotta head to somewhere. Did you graduate high school?
No, sir.
Not a good start. That's now a condition of your bond. You gotta get a GED or you gotta do something. And you gotta get a full-time job as well. Do you understand? Take your seat for me in the jury box, sir.
Judge Moses, on page 22.
Who got that?
Anna?
Hey, Moses, come up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you understand what's expected of you?
Yes, sir.
What's expected of you?
Get my GED and a full-time job.
So I'm not gonna just give you a blanket, go get your GED. I wanna see progress. And I wanna see you make yourself better. Because what you're doing now, is you're ending up nowhere good. And you're gonna either end up shot, dead, or in prison. And we have enough people like that. We don't need any more. The only way that you're gonna get ahead in life at the very minimum is if you get your high school diploma. How old did you say you were?
23.
You're 23. You, at the minimum in life, have to have a high school diploma. It's a shame, and it really sucks that you've had no one to put you over your knee to spank you to get you to straighten up and fly right. That now falls on me. And I'm going to do that to make sure that you do. Do you understand? And if you don't, I will put you in jail in a heartbeat. I have no problem doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set your case off for a couple of weeks from today. And I want you to come back and show me what you've done to register at the minimum 4 GED classes to get your high school diploma. Register is all I'm asking you to do. I want you to go, look it up, finding about how you can do it online to register. Talk to me.
I was just gonna ask you, where can I go?
Right. What you need to do is just Google, getting your GED. That's where it starts. Read how to do it.
Judge, I can also reach out to a MAC social worker to assist.
Yeah, I have given you all the tools to be able to do it. If you don't get it done, it's because of you. And if you don't, you're gonna either do it with me the easy way, or you're gonna do it the hard way. How that happens is on you, Mr. Moses. No dope, no alcohol, no hanging around with thugs. When you hang around with dogs, you get fleas. And the dog you're hanging around now, where's it brought you?
You.
With me, right? I'm not letting you go easy. I'm telling you now. No, I'm not going to. We'll do this the easy way, or we'll do this the hard way. Do you understand?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so let's set it off 2 weeks. I want you to come back and show me what you've done to start researching. And by that time, I want you to have signed up. I will make notes here so I know exactly what we said today and what's expected of you. Got it? If you ever have any problems, come back and talk to me. We will always figure out a solution to work with you somehow, ever you want. Anna's great. And we can find you services through the MAC as well, which helps lawyers help people in our situation. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Make me proud. Okay? Yep.
Judge, were there any bond conditions to get signed?
Yes. So Anthony's got it though. So yeah, no drugs, no alcohol, no hanging around with the co-defendant, no weapons. And right. And then, well, it's to get a GED, but for now, just to sign up and then we won't prove.
Judge Fleischer, ladies and gentlemen, he is a mensch. Love that guy. He's just great. I especially love how he grabs these youth who are struggling and have misconceptions about the real world and at least attempts to set them back on a path of doing things rationally and understanding how things really work in the real world. It's amazing to me. All right, so that's it for the criminal cases. No more criminal cases. If you're here to watch somebody go to jail, you're in the wrong place. But there's more to court than people going to jail. There are civil cases, and today we're going to get our fill of some civil cases with Judge Middleton and Judge Simpson. So we're going to go ahead and get things started. We're going to ease into the landlord-tenant matters with Judge Middleton with a little case that I saw yesterday that I thought was fairly entertaining with the few parts that I saw. Granted, I didn't see all of it. So fingers crossed, we got a good one here. Let's watch it together. Not going to waste any time, ladies and gentlemen. Judge Middleton.
Stupid speaker.
Good morning. Are you Amy and Charles Lover?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you everyone for being here on time. We're ready to start our first case. This is Judge Middleton. I'm at the courthouse in Centerville. And we are live on YouTube and we are on the Zoom platform. This is a landlord-tenant case. The title of the case is Charles and Amy Lover versus Chris Ware and Jamie Caldwell. The Lovers are at 609 Sturgis Street. Mr. Ware and Mr. Caldwell are at a 609 and a half. So you guys are in very close proximity to each other. This is filed as a non-payment of rent case. We're going to get to that in a minute. Mr. and Mrs. or Mr. Ware, I guess who is who? Jamie, you're Jamie?
Yes, I'm Jamie.
All right, Jamie Caldwell and Mr. Chris Ware. You are here on a landlord-tenant matter, non-payment of rent. And as such, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court would give you information on how to contact legal aid. In fact, we've already done that. Legal aid may be joining us here shortly. You have a right to have the matter heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is. You have the right to have the matter heard in front of a judge, which is where most of the cases are heard, or a jury. If you do wish to have a jury trial, you have to pay a $50 fee. You have to tell me today or file a written demand within 5 days. And if you can't afford the fee, you could ask for a waiver of that. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from residential housing because you haven't paid the rent, you may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, DHS, they're sometimes referred to, local coordinated agency, that's Community Action Agency, Housing Assessment and Resource Agency in our county, that's called Neighborhood Inc. Or if you're a veteran, you may be eligible for some veterans housing assistance. We sent that information to you with the original packet. You do not need a judgment against you to get help from the places listed above. A copy of the summons and complaint are sufficient, and you have already received that. If the plaintiff is agreeable, we could refer the matter for mediation to the Citizen Mediation Services, Inc. If both parties are agreeable, we can make that referral and help set that up. If you do reach an agreement and a consent judgment is entered by the court, we would provide you with a form called a conditional order of dismissal or show you where to find it. So let's talk about this. Who's going to speak for you, Mr. and Mrs. Lover?
I will.
What's the current rent arrearage?
The rent there is $700 a month.
Yeah, how much is it behind?
3 months.
Which 3 months? March, April, May?
Yes.
700 times 3 equals 2,100. And of course, we're coming up on June. Ms. Ware and Mr. Caldwell, do you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. Have you asked for any emergency housing assistance?
No, Your Honor, we haven't, because the non-payment of rent wasn't the issue. We started withholding rent after they told us that we had to leave. They just decided to not renew our lease.
All right,
After they-
is there a lease? Because I don't have a copy of it.
Yes, there's a lease. We have a yearly lease and it's up in April. In February, we put a letter on their door saying that we're not renewing their lease because they were abiding by the stipulations of the lease.
All right, you said you weren't renewing it, or they said they weren't?
Me and my wife said we weren't.
All right, well, you have a right not to renew it, but then you can't just stop paying rent. So have you made any plans to move?
Yeah, that's the reason that we started withholding the rent, was because we didn't have the money to move.
We got a place to go on the 1st of June.
Mr. and Mrs. Lover, when you have a lease and you give them notice, we don't intend to renew the lease. You have the right to do that unless you're not doing it for the right reason. Then they get mad and just stop paying rent. So they owe you March, April, and May's rent, and will soon owe June. So it's a double-edged sword. Now, the law requires, whether I like it, you like it, or anybody else likes it, that I have to adjourn this matter for 7 days, which will take us to next Friday, May 24th. I'm gonna set this for 10 a.m. on Friday, May 24th. By Zoom like this once again. Now, at that point, you would have 10 days to either pay the rent or move, which would give you until June 3rd to move out. I'm not ordering that you pay the rent. I'm ordering that you pay the rent if you wish to stay there. If you move, it's your obligation to turn in the keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. They can then apply your security deposit to any unpaid rent or damages. They can also sue you for the additional unpaid rent. By that time, it may also include June. If you move out before June 1st, we won't get into that. But we'll discuss this again further next Friday. Friday, May 24th at 10 a.m. by Zoom. And if they get what they ask for, you would have 10 additional days, which would be till Monday, June 3rd to move out. And then if you didn't move out, the sheriff could come physically put your stuff out in the street. That's not pleasant for anybody. Does anybody have any questions?
You said that if we paid the rent,
If you pay the rent, you get to stay there. Once your lease expires, it becomes
It's
a
already
month-to-month. It
It's already-
becomes a month-to-month lease. And if they
The
wish
lease
to
is already
terminate
up.
Yes, once it is up, it then just automatically converts to a month-to-month lease. And if you wish them to move, you have to file what's called a request to terminate the tenancy. You filed a request that they pay the rent. If they pay the rent, they get to stay there. They get to stay in May, they get to stay in June, they get to stay in
Wish they would've gave
July.
us that information.
That's okay.
What's
We can
that?
do that.
When we went to
Okay.
the courthouse, they didn't give us that information. They told us to fill out the one paper and that's what we did.
Well, we don't try not to give legal advice. You don't have an
I understand
attorney.
that.
but there's two ways to do this. One is a term, so you've asked them to pay the rent. If they pay the rent, they get to stay. If you wish them to move, you have to file what's called a termination of tenancy. But it sounds like they plan to move anyway, and then may be a later issue about money. But we'll address this further next Friday morning at 10 a.m. All right. Thank you. You're all good to go. I'll let
Thank
you
you.
go on about your day. We'll see you next Friday morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm muted. I surprised myself. All right, now it's time to make decisions. Do we want to see the Simpson kind of crazy? No, we're just going to do this thing. Hold on one second. I'm making my own decisions. I'm just going to make my own decisions. That's what we're. What did I do? All right. Is everybody still with me? Sorry about that. I had to take care of some stream business over here. I think I have it all taken care of. All right. Simpson's next. Is everybody ready for some Simpson? First thing we're going to watch, like I said earlier, I do know that Mrs. Fields had this in some regard on a presentation that she did. I saw part of it on her presentation after I had already put this together for today. I want to watch the rest of it because the little pieces I saw looked very interesting. But I also included a little clip on the beginning that I didn't see any other place that I thought was kind of funny and, one of those interactions that I like with Simpson. After this hearing that we're going to see right here, which is basically Simpson and this very disagreeable lawyer having it out with each other in kind of in an interesting way. After this, it's just kind of, the Simpson landlord-tenant docket that we all know and love. I've just kind of picked through it, found some cases that really kind of spoke to me. I liked the stories they told, so I present them to you. But now I present Simpson and the disagreeable lawyer.
Amir Baptiste versus Matthew Nash. Nash and Nash, I guess. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss one of you. Can you state your names?
Matthew Nash.
Melissa Nash.
All right. And Baptiste? They are not here. Do you folks have a motion for me?
Talking to me, Your Honor.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of, I don't know really what's going on. I don't know why he didn't show up.
Are you guys moving to dismiss because he's not here?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to move to dismiss.
Case is dismissed. All right.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You guys almost blew it. All right. You guys have a great weekend.
You too, sir.
Case of Alec Jerome versus Eric Cassidy. To be Eric Cassidy and Paula Cassidy. Go ahead.
Donna Tope appearing on behalf of Caroline Jerome, who is watching by Zoom. I recognize Caroline.
Okay.
And Alec Jerome. They are the landlords in this.
Okay. All right.
Your Honor, Francine over appearing with Derek Cassidy. Miss Cassidy, Paula is not well. She's been undergoing chemotherapy, and so she won't be present.
All right, very good. All right. So where are we now in this case?
So, appeared before you, and I have on the results of that hearing. I got their counter complaint, et cetera. And I have filed a complaint bringing the non-payment amount that we are requesting for judgment up to date. And it was.
Hold on a second.
I filed a complaint on Tuesday, and we've been given a case number, but I would.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
You filed a new complaint.
Yes, you advised me that the complaint that I had made it
Okay, go ahead.
so that it would be heard. I gave them more than 30 days to get out. I had that complaint to be heard on the same date that they were supposed to either pay or evacuate. And you said, no, I needed to, because my 30-day notice was still good. I refiled on Tuesday, and I received a new case number, and on that summons and complaint, I noted that there is this pending case because they had filed a counterclaim. And you set this hearing for the counterclaim because Mr. Cassidy's attorney.
No.
Okay.
The last time we were here, I was indicating to you what were, as I'm recalling, were distinctions between the notice and the complaint. And basically gave an option that if I dismissed your complaint, what would end up happening is their counter complaint would survive. And so therefore I'd have a case that would just have a counter complaint. So you filed a new complaint.
And I would guess that I would like.
That's fine.
I'm asking for, I asked for the file.
Thank you. You read my
I
mind.
did.
Did they open it?
It is open.
Okay. They're
Except
bringing it.
for next Friday.
Got it. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess an order of administrative business, would I request now a motion to join that complaint, or do I need to file a motion to join that complaint with the counter complaint?
Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to hear them all at the same time, whether I have two files or one file.
Got it.
So you can file a motion for joinder if that's what you wish, but
Okay.
I don't know that necessarily matters. How much are you claiming
Okay.
is owing in rent?
I would like to, I just make a statement. This case is a simple non-payment of rent case based on the agreement to pay rent and utilities for 102 weeks and follow the simple rules stated clearly in the lease and accepted by the defendants. We want $25,891.07 in unpaid rent. Defendants have been in arrears since September 1st of 2023. That's 9 months. And they have paid nothing since December 2023.
Counsel, please.
Okay.
So the first thing, I'm just trying to answer some of the things that are raised that are jurisdictional issues that are raised by the defendants to try to clear the way for that.
Okay.
All right. And so because I don't have the new complaint, I wanted to know what your claim was.
Okay,
And so the dollar amount of
the
it.
dollar amount for the rent owing through May 6th is $25,891.07.
Okay, so let me stop you there.
Okay,
You can either elect to proceed to collect 25,000. Or you're going to have, this case is going to have to go elsewhere. Which I say won't necessarily make me unhappy. I don't know, I shouldn't have said that.
does that terminate the lease or does that get the lease paid up to now? Because the lease goes for 102 weeks.
No. I have jurisdiction of 25,000 on most civil matters. There is some case law that indicates that I can exceed the 25,000 because it's a landlord-tenant matter. But I have to have argument on that in any event. Or what you can do is you can elect to limit your claim to 25,000 and it would stay here. Otherwise, this matter has to be transferred to circuit court.
Okay, so to keep it here before you, that's the first thing, right? To accept.
That I couldn't, you need to understand, I could not issue a judgment or would not issue a judgment.
Okay.
For an excess of 25,000.
Okay, so we can
Plus
claim
cost.
that, but in order to have it heard by you,
Or
you
in
would
this,
only, yeah. So you're telling us that that's all we're going to get if we
if it
continue.
stays here, that's all that I can do
Okay,
or will do.
okay. Well. glad you're consistent.
Pardon?
It's not printed or like the paper. JS copy.
There isn't one, but that's all right.
So.
Ms. Novart, hold on a second. Ms. Novart, is there anything you wanted to say on that $25,000 issue?
Yes, Your Honor. Is it okay if I?
Yeah, you can say that, that's fine.
Your Honor, my clients are asking for a $2,000 a month abatement of the rent because of numerous things that were never repaired, that were promised to be repaired. So that almost gets us right there to the $25,000, maybe a little short of that, but our counterclaims will far exceed that. My clients have been retaliated against, they've been falsely accused of harboring illegals. They've been spied on, their property was wrongfully entered by Ms. Toe by numerous occasions. She's called the police on them. She falsely accused my client, partner in a law firm in Houston, of assaulting her. So our counterclaims will far exceed the $25,000 jurisdictional limit.
Okay, so. Did you attach an affidavit to? I mean, actually, you don't have in here, I was trying to make sure I go through everything, but you don't have you didn't file a motion to remove the circuit, did you?
Not yet. We were going to do a motion on the record today, Your Honor, if we need to file.
I think there would need to be a written motion with that, with the accompanying affidavits that would be necessary for the court to, because of the way that your counterclaims are stated, there would have to be an affidavit indicating that. Okay, so now here, given that that's going to be their position on the counterclaim, that means well, I just can't make this easy. So that means the entirety of it would go. All right.
I did have a suggestion.
Well, before you do that, I'm just trying to procedurally think this through. So I'm gonna have to take back what I said, because if it had remained here, I'd just operate with two files and wouldn't care. You would have to file a motion to consolidate this new case with this case. You'll file your motion to remove it so that everything goes. Because otherwise what will happen is, I would imagine that once they file theirs, it will go to circuit. Your case be remaining here, which I don't know, doesn't make, that wouldn't make much sense to me, quite frankly.
Right.
All right. I would indicate to the parties this, because I don't know why I'm doing this, but what the heck. The other way to go around this would be if the parties were in agreement and wanted sort of a quicker process, is that, and I've done it before in the past, I don't know that I really want to do it here, but I will. And that is that if both parties would agree, I would then talk to the chief judge of the circuit court, have myself appointed as a circuit court judge for the purposes of this case, and have it resolved here, and I could hear all claims. But both parties would have to agree to that before I would do that. It'd be the same process. It's just that, quite frankly, with landlord-tenant cases, no offense to my circuit court colleagues, it's what we do here. So.
Yeah.
Your Honor, would the circuit court rules apply in a case like that if you were to hear it? So all the rules of discovery and evidence and the timeline.
The discovery, everything happens as though it's circuit court. So in district court, there would not normally be discovery until the court says there's discovery. In a case like this one, I would have ordered discovery in any event. But what will happen is that you will have those you'd have the discovery and the like.
So if I had gone through this, one of the things that I was going to posit is that if they pay the rent that is owing to date, the lease will stand as it is for 102 days and mediate the repropositioning that, there's been wrongdoing on the landlord's side to the tune of $2,000 a month, and then adjust everything once mediation and case evaluation and all that takes place.
Well, I'm certainly not going to speak for Ms. Nober. I'm sure she could speak for herself, but it seems to me that their idea is that they don't know anything, ultimately, right? Or something, but much like.
Depending upon the time frame, there were certain times, at some point, it became owing nothing because of the blatant refusal to do anything. Originally, we were going to ask for an abatement because of major things like air conditioning, central air, which was promised was never fixed, the oven stove isn't working properly. So it may end up to several months, we will ask for no rent at all, but for several of the months an abatement.
Gotcha.
The home has been not without air conditioning and not without heat.
Well, hold on, because
Well,
I can't.
Okay, but you're taking into consideration abatement for things
I'm
that
not taking I haven't taken into consideration anything. I just sat here, hold on. I just sat here and said that I'm just trying to figure out procedurally how you guys are going to hear the case.
I would like to do what you're suggesting. I would like to keep it before you. You know, landlord tenant, you have such experience with it, and that's what this is. This is simply a landlord tenant case.
All right. And Ms. Novar, do you have a position on that? And if you don't, if you want it to go up to circuit, I am not, but by no means will I take any offense whatsoever. I will be more than happy. I will carry the file there myself.
That's where I usually work, so I'm very comfortable in circuit court. However, my client and I would like to discuss it. I think what we'd like to do is wait for the written motion to consolidate the cases, and then we'll have an answer for you then at that point. And we would do, you know, at that point, we will probably do a motion to remove, but we would let you know if we agreed to having you hear that versus.
Okay, and so that you also know, just because this is the other kicker to it, it could get sent up and then come right back.
Yeah.
Because
they know,
just so that you know that that has also happened, where I get the call from the circuit court saying,
I see.
This is
hear this.
I understand that, but a number of our counterclaims are really much more better situated in circuit court, where the judges have experience with the numerous counterclaims that we have. So,
Well,
I don't know.
I think you should understand that I've heard circuit court cases for 25 years. So I'm just saying, it's more the landlord tenant aspect that isn't there.
Right.
But I mean, I am more than happy to send this case out and then let it fall where it may. It's not like I don't have stuff to do.
Here.
Your Honor, may I say something else, just in general? We've tried on numerous occasions, including 2 days ago or yesterday, to ask, I asked Ms. Tobin an email, would you like to allow the parties to mediate? Can you order the parties to mediate pending the motions that you're about to hear that will be filed in this case?
At the time we signed the lease, they did not go and utilize that term that we welcome in our lease. They went instead to
screwy.
student legal services.
Why is it
and
doing this?
had
New Park Ridge versus.
Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that this isn't happening on everything.
And what you're looking at is, okay. And then that checked you when you told me at the last.
Skipping.
I haven't
Oh,
answered
skipping
it.
around. That's all I'm doing is skipping around. That was like super annoying. When I watched it previously, was that happening on other versions that y'all saw? Because I don't think there's anything that I did that could have caused that. That could have just been, I have seen it before where the stream that they're actually sending out desyncs. But it could have just desynced when I was, or when I was capturing it, I guess. I don't know. But that was super annoying. I'll look at making that one differently later. That way we don't have to worry with that craziness. In any case, we have plenty more Simpson left. That is not a loss. We got a glimpse of what was going on there. And if you want to see the rest of that, let me tell you, Mrs. Fields has a great video on that. And I would send everybody over to the Mrs. Fields channel to enjoy that very same case in its entirety without any of the weird sync issues that I just was experiencing on my video. That was wacky. I watched hers like clip through it a little bit, and I don't remember seeing that on hers. So I think that was all a me thing. So go watch it in Mrs. Fields' channel. She's a great creator. She's got lots of good cases. But for now, let's get back into Simpson, because we have another 30 minutes at least of Simpson to dig into here. And hey, some good stuff. I like it. I enjoyed it. Enjoy it with me. Here we go.
New Park Ridge versus Ebony Hobbs.
Jillian Ingen for plaintiff.
Hello.
Well, afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you. It's okay. It's morning somewhere.
So,
All right, your name?
my name is Ebony Hobbs.
Okay, and where are we on this case?
I reached out, the attorney that was here before took my email, never reached out to me. I reached out to Park Ridge. I got an email a day before I had to come here stating that, talk to the attorney, you owe the money. That was it. No mediation, no nothing. And I brought the emails too, so just in case. So I hadn't heard any contact. I paid May 15/28, April 13/20. So I'm actively showing that I'm ready to catch up with it, but they won't. But
Court does call the case of Arbor One versus.
my hot water heater is out. Been out for 3 days. No fixing, no call, no nothing.
You're starting to make this sound like a country song. Hold on.
It is. And I haven't had.
Just hold on.
And by the way, I have not had a mailbox key since I moved in. So they want all this money from me, but don't want to help me. Crazy.
And all I asked is, where were we?
And I told you, that's where.
Yeah, I know. You did. You answered my question.
That's where we're at.
All right. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
How much do you show her owing?
I have a current balance, including court costs of $3,676. I do see that.
$376.
I got $36.50 is what they gave me through email.
Your Honor, the court costs that were added don't include, are less than, well, the court costs that were put on the ledger are less than the actual amount of court costs. If that makes sense. So there was $196 put on the ledger, but the court costs are actually $222.
Okay.
So I'll be asking my client.
So she owes 33. She paid that. Now, my understanding, outside of the other matters that she's brought up, is that there was going to be some contact with her regarding resolving the rest of it, because she was making substantial payments.
And I do show a payment of $500 from the day of the hearing, as well as the 10/28 that was to be paid on
The 10th.
It's my understanding that there was another 10/28 to be paid today. I don't know.
No, it wasn't today. It was the 24th.
Right, because she had to go.
That's bi-weekly.
Their week, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the notes say the 17th, but I understand.
No, I set today so that we could make sure that those payments got in. And then, so that's how we ended up today, but.
And just for the record, as far as contact goes, Ms. Gazari has been out of the office
Okay,
this week, so.
gotcha, okay, because when Ms. Hobbs, when you said that, it does not, that is not Ms. Gazari. Okay, she usually gets back to people, which sort of surprised me a bit. Okay, so how much is your monthly rent?
$1,028.
That's right. So if she pays another $1,028 on the 24th, then will be at least, her next check won't be until the 7th. And so, but we'll be right at where we are now, monetarily.
Absolutely.
And what you're looking at is not only in terms of repairs, but you're also looking at trying to get them to work something out.
With the late fee at least, because if I keep paying them $1,028 every 2 weeks, I'm still going to be behind because the late fee keeps building. And then on top of that, I'll never catch up. And then I don't have adequate monetary money for electric bill and other things like that. So I'm like, I can do it, but I'm gonna be sitting in the dark on top of that. And then I'm still owing late fees and still living in a house with no hot water. No mailbox key since I moved in.
I know, we got, I remember the mailbox key. You want me to write that down?
Yes.
Already?
Write it down.
Mailbox key.
I just now, after hounding email, I just now got my receipt.
Hobbs, you're killing me.
You know,
just hold
I'm
on.
law-abiding.
Just hold on a minute. I'm trying to figure out how we get this out to a certain point where somebody can respond to you
Okay,
because you had a plan in mind of trying to get it paid off. I get it.
I did.
But they can't do anything without approval of their client. If the attorney was out, then that didn't happen because it didn't get back to you.
Okay,
Okay? All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set this out. Your next payment is the 24th, right?
right.
So I'm gonna set this out 2 weeks to the 31st.
Okay.
May 31st, 2024, at what time?
Okay.
2 p.m.
Whew.
Okay?
Okay.
We're still good, right?
It's just, I just made them a 1528 payment in May.
Pardon?
I just made that payment in May, that money that I paid on.
Yeah,
the
no,
3rd
I
and
got you.
on the 10th.
Pardon?
I still have other bills to pay as we speak of this month, so they want me to make another $1,028 payment in May.
Well, here's what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is, if you make the 1,028 in May,
Okay,
that stretches the time I can try to work with this case.
I see.
Because then I can say at least as we go into June, the number doesn't go up.
Gotcha.
You follow me?
I follow you now.
That's
Okay,
so I need
all right.
you to make the 1,028
It'll be May.
on the 24th.
Okay,
Okay.
absolutely.
I'll adjourn this out to the 31st. Can we check on our hot water heater
Yes, I'm going to be reaching out, Your Honor.
and also the mailbox key?
Yes. Please.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but is there anything else? Stop.
No, I'm alive and I'm about to go back to work because I'm on my lunch break, so good.
Then it's a beautiful day.
It is beautiful.
Okay.
Friday.
It-
And it's
Yes, that's the most beautiful part. All right.
I have one more question. How do I get?
See,
I have
see, I
to-
knew it.
I'm sorry.
I knew it. She was almost
I
out the
know, I
door,
was
and
almost
then I
out
got
the
another
door.
question.
My brain like that. Do I go to the front of the court where the offices are to try to get a letter stating on what my court date is? Because I just put it in my phone, but I need something for my job. Because if it's after 12, I have to give them reason to.
Hold on. What do you need?
A letter saying that I have court. Which I asked the office for, they don't have them.
I hear you.
You know you like me, just,
What?
you know, we're vibing here, Judge Simpson.
Is that what that is?
It's absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know what that was. But
Absolutely.
okay. All right. Here's what I'll do.
Alrighty.
Where'd Diane go? No, we're gonna do something different. You need something that says that you gotta be here on the 31st.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that I was here today.
Okay. Have a seat.
Awesome.
And I am going to do this for you. I will have my staff prepare a letter for you.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I
You
appreciate
didn't want my signature on it.
If you want,
No.
even better.
Nope, not doing that. I knew she'd take it. Hamilton Crossing versus Felix Kaiser.
Still naming for plaintiff.
How you doing, John? I'm doing well. Your name?
Felix Kaiser.
Okay, and where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a current balance of $856. And it was my understanding from the last hearing that Mr. Kaiser was planning to pay his balance.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What happened?
We had a misunderstanding. I talked to my worker today, Mrs. Daniel. See, at first when I took the letter, it said over 1,000. It's discrepancy. How much is my rent? So I need a statement so I can take over the DHS so we can take care of this matter. But my disability on the 3rd, I was going to pay it, but they'll pay it.
That what?
DHS say they would pay my rent for me. Because there was discrepancies. It was 1,000. She just wanted to know how much is my rent because with the late fees and everything.
How much is your monthly rent?
Right now it's 135, something like that.
Hang on a second. Can I see that last one? Miss Hobbs. So while you weren't here, Miss Hobbs got really loud.
I could hear from the hall.
And you could hear it all out there, yeah. Okay, she got really loud. She needs a letter, just a letter from us, indicating that she was here today and that she needs to come back on the 31st. Right, just something, and not for my signature, for your signature. Because I told her I'm not giving her my signature. No matter what she says. All right. So DHS is paying yours?
Yes, I talked to my worker today, Miss Daniels, and the lady in the department, Miss Kim. I need a letter stating to take over the DHS. How much is my rent? Age 60 to take over this so I can take care of this matter.
So you need something from the apartment?
Yes.
To say how much is the rent and how much you owe?
Yes, that's what I need.
And council, can we somehow figure out how to do that for him?
Yes, Mr. President, I'm going to give you my email address.
Okay.
And then you can provide that to your DHS worker, and they can contact me and I'll get them a copy of your ledger.
Yeah. All right, so you're gonna do that right away, right? You?
Yes.
You're gonna make sure your DHS worker has that.
By today being Friday, so probably be first thing Monday morning.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this over a week, then I'm not gonna go 2 weeks on it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it over to May 24th, 2024 at 1 p.m.
Thank you.
Okay, so you do that, make sure that gets done, and let's see where we are come next week. Thank you.
Yes, that's.
Thank you.
Old Town Realty versus Tia Daniel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hello, what's your name?
Tia Daniel.
Are you gonna yell at me like Hobbs?
No, I'm
Okay.
not at all.
I'm just checking, I'm checking with everybody, because I can only take but so much in.
In the grass.
Oh, okay, you guys are like, okay, you're, okay, good. All right. Okay, where are we on this?
It's my understanding that Ms. Daniel had applied for assistance. So I'm wondering if we could get an update on.
Yeah, where?
Autumn from Hawk was speaking with Bink, the attorney from the last hearing, and it was said in that Hawk is going to pay for it. I just have to do the court costs. I'm not sure.
You have to pay the court costs.
Yes, I'm just not sure if that's.
But Hawk was gonna pay the other part.
Correct.
Amy?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I have an email from Autumn from Monday that says that Ms. Daniel was approved for $2,954 and it was mailed out. It hasn't yet been received by my client. However, that would leave her with a balance of $246.
Which is the court cost, basically. Okay, so Daniel, when can you get that?
I can pay that today.
You can pay the court costs to the landlord today.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Now it goes to the landlord or to
the landlord.
Okay, now can I pay that on their website, or is that something?
I don't know. Is that locked?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
think it would have been.
Okay.
Okay, it's 246 that she's gonna owe.
Yes.
Defendant to pay 246 to landlord. If they've got to unlock the portal for her to be able to pay it, I'm ordering the landlord to do that so she can pay that online like she normally would. Okay, and then that check should get there. Let's hope. I don't run the postal service, so I don't know when it'll get there, but I'll adjourn it out 1 week. And if it doesn't get there, we'll blame Hobbs.
Because I'm paying
What
my
time,
part
1
too.
p.m.? All right.
And that is on May the
24th.
24th. I will pay that today. Why? Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Gulfside Lakes versus Monica Drummer. Now, this is the person who's gonna yell at me.
I just want to know, you just wanted to see me, that's why I'm here.
That's it. I just keep bringing you back. 'Cause
What's up, Doc?
how you doing, Miss?
I'm fine, how about yourself?
Not too bad. Okay, what do we have as the balance, Mr.
Your Honor, I have a balance of $1,506.85.
Okay, so you paid that amount you told me you were gonna pay, right?
From what I was told, yes, I got an email right here, let me show it to you. I got an email yesterday saying, let the site team know that the check was being dropped off,
The what?
that they were dropping off the paper. You want to see this?
Who?
Elizabeth from Rising Hope.
Do you see anything on that today?
This came from Melissa from Gulfside Lake from the main office. I got it
Oh,
right
from
here.
Gulfside Lake?
Yeah, I got it right here. You want to see it?
No. Just show.
Okay, and that's from, what day is that from?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. I do have a note from my client that SOS is assisting with the balance.
So if I put this out a week, that everything should get paid and it'll be a dismissal.
Yeah, she's supposed to drop the check off yesterday, so I don't know if she made it to the rent office in time to drop it off or not, but that's what I was told yesterday, the check would be dropped off yesterday.
Okay, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Yep.
What amount is that check for?
The whole balance, because at first the balance was 13 something, and then she faxed her the current ledger was 15 something.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so here's what I'll do, Ms. Drummond, let me put this out a week.
Zoom, right?
You can do Zoom if you want, because you don't want to see me either. At 1 p.m.
Gas costs too much to be driving.
You're at Gulfside Lake.
Huh?
That's not that far.
Yeah, I had to stop at 2 or 3 lights and the road tore up. I got to drive.
Okay, the road being tore up is not my fault. I had my own issues getting from my house to here. So we'll do that, but you may not even have to appear via Zoom. If they get the check in, they
I'm
may
gonna go by
just
the rent
dismiss.
office when I leave here. She told me it was dropped off yesterday.
All right. You have a great weekend, Mr. Arbor One versus Tatiana Tedder.
Cheryl Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Ms. Tedder?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay. All right, where are we on this case?
Well, Your Honor, my notes
don't know,
indicate
I'm
that
having a
the
hard
defendant
time
was
hearing.
required to file an answer and proof of her claims by May 16th. I did not receive anything. I don't know if the court did.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing. Could you repeat what you said?
I indicated that the last hearing, the court had ordered that you file an answer and any supporting evidence to the court and myself by the 16th of May. And that I did not receive anything.
Right, so I was unable to get in my emails and find the emails or whatever for the thing, but I went down to the office multiple times to talk to the people in the office, and they tell me you guys will call and nobody never calls. So I'm just a little confused myself. I've been
Well, ma'am,
over 90 days.
hold on, ma'am. You told me the last time that your taxes got held up.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I have not been
okay,
able to
hold
get my
on,
mailbox
hold
for-
on. You said it was because of a mailbox situation.
Correct.
And it went someplace else. I told
Correct, it
you
went-
because you were. I'm not gonna try to talk over you.
Okay, sir, you don't have to try to talk over me. I apologize, but this is very frustrating when I've been doing everything I'm supposed to do on my behalf and they're not doing what they're supposed to do on their behalf. So I'm frustrated too.
You told me that the tax check that you had got sent back.
Correct, twice.
I told you because you said that you had the United States Postal Service email on your phone. that you
Correct.
get. And I told you I needed a copy of that email to the court to show that that had happened.
Right.
I
And I'm
don't,
unable to pull
I
that up on my
don't
phone.
have that.
And I'm
What?
unable to pull it up on my phone, sir. I don't, it says my Gmail is out of storage. It only lets me go back so far to my mail because I can't pay for anything because I don't have any money. This is not the only bill I'm held up on. I've been saying stuff for over the last 70, 80 days. And it's like nobody down in the office hears you. But then you want a payment. Like, it's ridiculous.
Ma'am, I heard you when you told me at the last hearing what you said. You told me you had proof of that tax check coming through. I don't even know how much it was. I was gonna give a benefit of the doubt to you because of what was the mailbox issue. That if you showed me that it came, and then go by the rest of your story that you couldn't get to it and it got sent back or held someplace, then I could do something. But I needed proof that that had come through. You told me you had the email. I don't have a copy of that.
I am sitting here on bed rest. I can barely even get out the house to do anything. I'm going into labor any day. I don't understand. I'm calling down here saying stuff to them. I can't make a payment if I'm not receiving my mail. And it's like, just forget that I have mail coming in and that my money is in the mailbox. They just want their money, but nobody is doing anything so I can get my mail. This is ridiculous.
Your Honor, the last hearing, my recollection is she indicated she was now getting her mail.
Right, ma'am. I am now getting the mail, but it takes weeks for you to get the mail. They have to send it out, then they send it back. Then I'm waiting for you to send it out again. They sent it out again. They sent it back, and I'm waiting again. Like, I just don't quite understand. But it's okay for you guys to inconvenience me for 70, 80 days. But it's not okay for me to inconvenience you. And it's not even me inconveniencing you if my stuff would have been fixed when I first moved in
Miss Tatter.
here, when I paid my
Miss
money
Tatter.
to be here, it wouldn't even be this.
Are you done now? Because I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, I am done, sir, but I'm frustrated because I'm steady contacting them and they're not sending
ma'am,
me back.
but you don't overtalk me. I will hear anything anybody has to say. And I listened to you the last time. And what I told you was, you told me that the mail was going back and forth. I said, okay, fine. You specifically indicated there was a tax check that had gone back. I said, fine. Send me a copy from the UPS delivery, from the United States Postal Service delivery message that you get. Send me a copy. And then we could work on timing, because if you couldn't get into your mailbox, you can't get into your mailbox. That's what I asked for, proof that came there, that you couldn't get it based upon your story, and then we could work something out. But I don't have anything. I think I was very clear as to what I wanted.
And I'm unable to get, I said I'm unable to get anything either because I can't even pay for my storage space on my phone so I can even get to my emails. Like, this is really ridiculous. I'm literally about to go on labor any day. I can't just get up and go work. I had everything planned out. If my stuff would have been working from the day I moved in, it wouldn't even be this issue.
Ma'am, I needed proof that the tax check came in and that you didn't get it.
Sir, and I don't know how to get you proof. I've got on my laptop, I've got on my phone. I'm trying to get it. There's no way for me to get it. I've tried to call them and see maybe if they can send me some type of email stating that they sent it. They said no. So I don't know what else to do. I called DHS. I've called somewhere else to help, which I shouldn't even have to do all this when my stuff came through the mail, and I should have had access to it the first time it came.
Ma'am, maybe all of that's true, but I gave you an opportunity to just give me proof that the tax check came in, and I have nothing.
sir. I can't give you something that I'm unable to get myself either. I can't give you proof of something that I'm having trouble with pulling up myself. I have 2 other children here. I don't want to get put out. Like, come on now, this is ridiculous. I paid my money to move in here and I can't even get my mail.
Ma'am, I don't have much of a choice here, though.
Okay, well, you just do what you feel like you have to do. End of story. Like,
Oh,
I'm not about
all
to keep
right.
going back and forth with you or them.
What's the claim, Miss? Hey, I'm done. What's the claim? I've tried. Go ahead. What's the claim in this case?
Your Honor, rent to retain $2,781, cost $175.10, total redemption figure $2,956.
Court finds no tribal issue. Judgment to the plaintiff for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested. Writ to issue 10 days. Calls the case of Arbor One versus Nicole Perry.
For the record, Your Honor, Cheryl Luckoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
On behalf of Nicole and all other occupants of the house. I would like to apologize. I did get my court documents to you, but am I allowed to approach Bedford? Can you take this to him?
What is it?
It is a receipt to show that I did send the documents to Cheryl and they should have gotten to her today.
Which documents are you talking about?
Like the rental assistant and the thing, it didn't get there in time. And I tried to call her last night to give her or to get her fax information to try to fax it. And I even brought an extra copy for her today in case she was here in court. But it said it would be there today for her side to have the documents that you and I have.
Okay, all right. Do me a favor. Slow down, take a breath. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. I have, and I don't know, Ms. Luckoff, if you got a copy, she's provided basically the, an answer.
It came in today, Your Honor. It came in a couple hours ago. I haven't had a chance
Okay,
to
as
thoroughly
well as
review
the
it, but I did
rental
receive it.
assist-
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I saw that.
and she provided the rental assistance form. Okay,
And then I provided picture proof with my answer form.
I see him. You're okay.
I know.
Okay, are you gonna be this hyper?
I'm always this hyper. I
Are
have
you?
ADHD.
Okay.
Yeah, I have ADHD. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, because you're gonna stress me out. Just relax. You're okay. I don't need to be stressed out. I've had a day. All right. So we've got to set this for further proceedings, and plaintiff has to give their answer to your answer.
Okay.
And be able to take a look at this. How much time, Ms. Luckoff, do you think you'll need to?
What are you envisioning, Your Honor? And I'll tell you, I mean, it looks like there was a couple weeks where she didn't have, she's saying she didn't have a shower for a month. We don't agree with that, but are you
not
looking, are
even-
you thinking that there would be a trial on this, like an in-person trial, or what are you envisioning?
That's
here?
what, I mean, it may be headed that way.
So I had attached pictures and an email. A pipe burst above our apartment in March 5th, or on March 5th.
Your Honor, I was just trying to answer your question about timing. I didn't mean to open
Yes.
up this whole can of worms. A couple weeks would be fine, whatever with the
All right.
court schedule.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. All right, young lady, and this is the way to proceed. You'd be entitled to a stay in any event, because I think you got this to me, so we don't necessarily have to call it that, but I'm going to adjourn this out to the 31st.
Was the 31st? Okay.
Okay, and at that point, so that you know, it'll be the 31st, 2024 at 1 p.m. Then what will happen is there'll be an answer from the plaintiff to your answer, basically, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll figure out exactly where we're gonna go with the case.
Okay.
Okay?
I was gonna say, at the end of the day, we just want it out of the lease.
Pardon?
At the end of the day, we just want out of the lease with Arbor One.
Okay, you may be able to negotiate something
Okay.
with them, okay? All right, but you're good.
Okay.
All right? Yeah, bye. All right, take care.
Friday afternoon at 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Friday afternoon at 4. I had to end it there. That was the cherry on top for me. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it through another one. Yeah! I can't believe we actually made it through. It has actually been an amazing stream. I really enjoyed it. Colin, can you tell us, are you about to do a thing? I see you out there in the chat. Or do you have a thing that's about to start? Because I'm stopping. I'm done. Tell everybody where to go if you have something coming on. I've already left a link for everybody. Everybody who want it, get the link to the Mrs. Fields video that we skipped over. Okay, Colin has a thing starting in 30 minutes. So set your watches, go get some popcorn, grab some coffee, get whatever you need to make yourself comfortable to sit down and enjoy another set of amazing videos from Colin. And I'm going to go have fun with the dogs and go see my mom and do some other things this afternoon. It's been a great set of cases. I really enjoyed seeing the rest of that. I'll have to catch up on the one that we skipped over. Colin, we had one video that the audio video sync got way out of whack, so we just skipped over it. But yeah, it's lunchtime here. I'm going to go take care of some household business and do some life things, and I'm going to say adieu to all my friends in internet land here and get ready to do other things. So as the song starts, I will say good day, and I hope everybody here has the day they deserve or better. See you next time. I'm Lone Wolf Usul. Been fun.